a good sister chooses to step outside of us, if she chooses to do that, we're upset, but it's okay for brothers to do it. No, it's not okay for nobody. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, brothers and sisters all over the world. The name of this channel is The African Times, and I'm Thomas. All right, everybody, I'm going to jump right in. As you can see, the video is going to be about the thumbnail. You see the thumbnail? It's our good sister Venus. And again, this is going to be very short because we did a video previously about her sister Serena. But as you see in the thumbnail, there you go. It's 2024. In this, whatever this event was, our good sister Venus, straight blonde. And as you're going to see, let me pop this picture up here because, like I said, this is not going to be a long video. You see here? This is back when she was dating this brother. Now, this is all, I read an article, and in the article they talk about her dating experience back a while ago while she was dating this dude. And apparently in the article they were saying that she is not really, she's very single, I think is how they put it. And so it's not like she's getting married or looking to get married or whatever. I don't know what's happening with her now. It's not really the point. The point is, right now, 2024, straight blonde. Just like Serena. And the interesting thing is, they're coming up with this. You have to ask yourself, why? Again, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. We have to stop looking at things as a coincidence. Just like here, you see the relationship between her and the dude. Then her sister, relationship between this dude. And they look similar. They look similar in terms of their appearance, but whatever, it looks, their nationality, it looks similar. It's not like she went and got blonde hair, blue-eyed, brother. Not that. But very similar. I think someone put in the comments that Serena's dude is Armenian or something like that. And for me, it doesn't really matter. The whole point is, there is clearly a coincidence if you believe that. I don't believe that. But how coincidental is it that, like, her sister, she went straight blonde? Now look at this picture of her here. I want to show you. Here's a picture of her. Now it's still the straight hair, still that. It's cool, but you see, it's black hair. It's black hair. Now listen, in fact, check this out. I gotta get up. I gotta walk away for a minute because I gotta explain something to you. Let me listen. Let me talk to you for a second. I don't want you to get confused because, do you know why I'm walking away? Let me tell you why I'm walking away. I'm walking away because I'm here in Africa, and what I realized is that there's a sister sitting next to me. There's a sister, and she has what's really like, she's got a kind of a short haircut wig, and it's straight. So I didn't want to offend the sister. It because I love them. I love our sisters. I love our brothers. Again, even here, I told you it's going to be a short video. The point is, you see her with the black hair. She looks good. She looks good. She don't have to go to that. And I know some of the sisters put in the comments that, well, you know, everybody has, you know, they want to change up. I know. I got a wife. And me, I like to change up. I was wearing a beard. I didn't want to wear a beard and mustache every day. People were telling me, man, what's wrong with you? You trying to look like, you know, the W's, because I shaved my face. But I understand I don't want to look the same way every time. Sometimes I get tired of having to go through and groom it and say, I just want to be, if it's easy for me to put stuff on there, get it off and be gone. The point is here, again, here she looks beautiful. She would even look much more beautiful, more attractive. Like I've seen her with her braids and her natural hair. That's attractive too. That's the thing. Now, I told you it's going to be a short video. I just want to point out one other thing. I'm coming out with a video with some solutions. That's coming next. I was actually going to do it before I did this video right here with talking about Venus, because I didn't know that they were going to come up with this article and start blasting her out with the blonde hair. I didn't know that, but now I see it, so I had to kind of address it, because you know, I showed you the video of all of the men, they're coming blonde. Then I showed you now Venus, she's coming blonde. There is an agenda and a system. It's not coincidence. Now, the last thing I want to do is to let you know this, because I told you it's going to be short. In the video, the comments that we did about both the sisters being impacted, then we did the next video, are the brothers attractive, kind of with the blonde hair and straight hair and all that. Here's a strange thing that happened with the comments. Two very, very interesting things. You had sisters. There were some of them saying, brothers aren't attracted to sisters with their natural attributes, and that's why sisters change. And then one of the alarming ones was, black women need to leave black men alone. That, you know, black women need to leave black men alone and just get with other men. Couldn't believe that. But now that's a sister saying that. Now that was alarming. But here's what's also alarming. One of the brothers made a comment to the effect that, you know, well, Serena should be strong enough to protect herself. And I don't remember the context of it, but the context in this situation doesn't really matter, because another brother checked him in the comments, which was good. Another brother said, "No, did your mama, did she be left alone and unprotected?" So all of that kind of morphed into a situation where brothers and sisters then start having discussions about not being together, why we can't get along as, I guess, like husband and wife, a man and woman together, going through this journey with these kids, going through and then protecting each other, protecting the lives of the kids, so that the kids have a good life, grow up, and become productive black people, helping the black society. So I'm kind of glad it went into that, because I was going to address that in the solutions, because I'm going to do a video about solutions. Now listen, just so it's clear, I don't have all the answers. Neither do you. And neither do these people who go to school and tell you that they're psychologists and psychiatrists, and all, they don't have the answers either. No, at best, what they can do is do surveys and collect and gather information, and then give people some examples of other human beings who have lived and gone through this journey, and how they approached it in different societies, and how they approach it in culture. That's what it's really about, which means what? We're talking, trying to figure it out. What's best for each person? What works for this person may not work for that person. Now, I'm telling you all of that for this reason. In the video that I'm getting ready to do, I'm asking for your consideration, your help, your thoughts, because I'm going to have to tell some truth. I'm going to have to tell some truth for me, some truth for you, and some people going to get offended. Some people not going to like it. Men and women, but we got the same problem. And we have to have the same solution. Not that the same solution fits each one. What I mean by the same solution is, whatever that thing it is, that it works for you, it works for the other person, the goal is to be together. The goal is to be together, to be able to come together and be together as a family and be unified and all of that. How you go about that, that's where you start getting into some subtle differences. And I say subtle because ultimately what it's going to come down to, it's going to come down to some commitment to what? Staying together. being together. I have to give you the context. I'll give you more of it in the next video. But for me, I come from a family, a mother and father, not my real father. I told y'all in the previous video, that dude, my real father, I think he was my real father. I think so, because I kind of look like him. I got these things here. He had those. But no, him and my mother, they couldn't work it out. They were very young when I was born. So my mother met another man. Now this is the commitment I'm talking about. My mother met another man, and this man that she met, he wasn't my biological father, but he met a woman with 2 children, and they agreed to get married. And you know, the whole marriage vow thing, and we're gonna get into that in the solutions part in the more detail, because that's a whole nother animal, this whole marriage, this institution, this thing. But she married the dude, and the dude, he stayed with her. They stayed together. She had 2 kids. He came on, took them on over, stayed with us, provided, worked, lived, and did all of that. Lose some light here. Got to move. Try to give you guys some different backgrounds. But he stayed with her until she died, and he stayed with us. He took care of us. He went to work every day, brought his money home. You know, and that's another issue that's going to be in the solutions too, because how do both of y'all come together and do all of that? And everybody's got their own way, and no one way is the right way, no one way is the wrong way. It really comes down to whatever way it works for you two, so that y'all can what? Stay together. Now, and again, I got other areas I want to talk about, because I don't want to get, the purpose of the channel and the kind of talk was to deal with all areas of people activity. But love and marriage and all of that, that is an area. So that's why we're kind of getting into it. But again, you know, the commitment to one another, this brother made to my mother, and took care of me and my sister. He did a good job in that way. Okay? But through the course of that marriage, me being a little kid, I was 6 years old when he came into our lives. Through the course of that marriage, I saw some things. I heard some things. And then I told you me and my mother was close. So my mother explained to me and talked to me about some very, very serious kind of topics that arise in the course of a man and a woman being together, saying they're going to stay together forever, and going through whatever they go through in their lives, and then staying together. That's a serious set of discussions. And I'm telling you this, like, there was another comment, brother said he appreciated me telling a story, a personal story about my life. Now, let me just mention something to you, because this is also a part of what's happening. I'm sharing with you pieces, yes, small pieces of my life. It's true. These things happen to me, and I'm not sugarcoating them. I'm not fixing them up. The political correctness and all that time for all that. No, the goal is for us to all figure out how we're going to live our lives and be together, and man and woman, black man, black woman, black child, black family, because the children, they're coming into this world, and their identity, which is how we got into all of this, their identity is being shaped by the environment, by you, by me, the political system, the social system, the financial system. In all areas of people activity, those areas, when they're controlled by someone else, shapes the minds and thoughts and the identity of our children. So as parents, which is the point here, black man, black woman coming together in a way that has more bearing on how the child is raised and then who the child becomes. That's the reason why I'm talking about us being together like this. And again, it was kind of an unusual way to kind of get into it. I didn't know it was going to kind of lead into this, in the sense that we're talking about the hair, and how that impacts the woman, and then now it also can lead to her making another choice about who she wants to be with, or the man who he wants to be with. And just so you both know, somebody mentioned in the comments that that men get upset if a woman is, a good sister, chooses to step outside of us. If she chooses to do that, we're upset, but it's okay for brothers to do it. No, it's not okay for nobody to do it. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying, the other one said I'm a racist. Oh, goodness gracious. No, I'm not saying that there's something like wrong with it in terms of I hate these people. I don't know. It had nothing to do with that. What I'm saying is that when you do that, you want to go out and do that, that's fine. But if somebody is unnaturally manipulating our minds to suggest that that's what we should be doing, then you're leaving a lot of sisters in danger. Because no, it's not rampant to the point where everywhere you look, all the other people, all the other men of the world, the other nationalities, they all want sisters. They're going to leave their women to go get black women. That's just foolishness to even think some garbage like that, because that's not happening. Even now, this image that they keep promoting, that this is such a common phenomena, that it's just happening. No, it's just not true. The majority of the people that you see together, they stay within their group. That's just normal, and there's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with going outside of your group, unless the people are trying to convince you to do that in a disproportionate number so that it harms you. And if those people then who take on that group, that kind of mixed group, then they want to participate with the other people in such a way that keeps you oppressed and dominated. And then that hurts our children. So no, that's not what it's about. So since we do have this thing happening to us, then now brothers like me and others and the other people got to come together and then put out information, propaganda. But all propaganda is, but you got to put out positive information about the joys and wonders and beauty of black man, black woman, black family, black children being something that's desirable. Being desirable. And so this is how we ended up leading into this. This is how. So again, I told you all, and it's not about Serena and Venus. It's not even about who they choose. Those are just some small people in the whole society. Now, I'm over here in Africa. All of the people, and I say all in the sense that, you're talking about probably 90, 95%, 96, 7% of the people, they're black people, dark black people. If these people, if it was something that a black man desires a light-skinned woman, how the heck do you think you're going to get all these dark people? No, because they're interacting with each other, men and women. They love each other. They're attracted to each other. They're creating more children. And as you know, Africa has the largest youth population in the world, which means these people have been making babies. The country, the continent with the most young people is here. Okay? But I told you in the film, those people are tampering with it right now. On the television, you're seeing these women who look like, butter. They're very yellow. They even look like they've dyed their skin. They have that, that when you dye your skin, you've got that kind of a peculiar complexion. That's what they look like. And this is what these people are putting. Dark man, dark, light woman. And again, it's being promoted so that it gets in the eyes of the person. And if you show, like they do in America, if you take an attractive person, we all can look at people and say, these people are attractive, and these people, they may be a little bit more attractive, or they may have a little bit wider appeal, however you want to do it, to be nice, because all brothers and sisters are beautiful. in their own way, in their own unique and special way. But when you promote, you take the what everybody would generally feel is a consensus of the most attractive features, and you place that in front of people, and you only do that with people who look a certain way, then that'll lead people towards those people. It's just like what the good W's do. For them, they're trying to promote blondes. They mix in, and it's not only women, I'm talking about men and women. They mix in, the darker haired people of their society because that's the majority of their society. It's not the other way. And blonde comes in a bunch of, like my good sister, like she said, blonde, they got different types of blonde. Blonde, platinum, honey blonde, whatever, sandy, whatever, who cares? That's really not the point, and which I appreciate the information. But they promote that so that becomes a desired thing among their people to consider that the epitome of beauty. And because they have this thing, blondes have more fun, beautiful blonde bombshell. Do you understand? This is what's happening to us. So the purpose for me coming out with this video, again, is to let you know I'm going to do another video on the relationship, because most of your comments, it actually dealt with, which we know, us not being able to be together, men and women in marriage, commitment. Now, I told you my background, that dude, they stayed together till my mother died. My wife, parents stayed together until, one of them died. I have a very close friend, a brother of mine. Me and this brother been together, friends, 40 years, something like that. Yeah. And his family, strong family of strong men. Parents stayed together till death. But I'm older, so these are generations that were affected by the W system, but not to the degree that we are, and not to the degree that our children are, because our children are growing up in a time where all the information, all the mechanisms of control and manipulation are everywhere, and they get exposed much, much earlier than we did to the imagery, because back then we pretty much had newspaper. Then TV was developing, but you didn't have 300, 400, 500 channels. You didn't have the ability like what I'm doing now on the telephone, to be able to talk to you on the phone. You didn't have that. So the imagery was not as prevalent around the world. And this advent of technology that allowed them to really, really, kind of put out, just bombard you with information, is what helps to lead to a different identity, a different consciousness, a different way of looking at things. So, again, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I just really wanted to come to let you know I do read your comments. I see and I recognize that these issues of togetherness, they're very, very, very harmful to us. And it has to be changed. We have to offer some solutions. Now, remember, the basic unit for all human beings, not just us, the basic unit is family. I'm going to look up because I'm very curious. I saw a movie. In the movie, they made a comment about animals. This was a comedy. They made a movie and they made a comment about animals that stay together. And I think they mentioned this one animal that stays with the other mate, the male and female. They stay together till death. I think it's only one animal. I'm gonna check it out. But my point for y'all to understand is, we're going to have to be honest about some things. And I'm going to say some things in this next video. And in the commitment, I want y'all to look at it like this. I want y'all to look at it like me, you, we're all in love together. Okay? And when we have an argument, a disagreement, a fight, that's just the argument to fight. It's not me and you hating each other. We don't hate each other. No, we got a disagreement. And sometimes, I'll give you an example. Some my parents went through that. I learned from them. My mother told me, she told me a couple of things. Number one, look, she said this. She said she's sharing with me very personal details about her life and her relationship with my dad. He was my stepdad. Then I'm only saying stepdad. I never considered him a stepdad. He was my dad because he loved me. He was playing the role. He was doing all the things. But she said, I'm telling you, Thomas, I was her son. I'm telling you because everything in my life that happens to me, that I live through, I'm sharing with you so that you learn. So that as you go through your life, you have this experience, you'll have a reference point. Not that everything that she told me, she said, not that everything that she did was right, not that everything she did was wrong, and she's not saying to do everything that she did. She's saying that it's just information that I can use so that if it was right, I could do it. If it was wrong, I won't do it. Or if I need to use it to try to figure out what's the best way to go forward, I'll have that information. And she shared very personal things with me, and some of them I'm going to share with you. Just as an example of what a lady did to remain in her marriage with her husband until she died. And then there's a brother. I can't tell you his name, and I can't tell you any information about him because that would be it would be disrespectful to his family because I want to respect their privacy. But this man, he gave me some information and my wife, and he gave it to a lot of us all openly, publicly. He was a great brother. He was real great. But he gave us some information. He'd been married. I think he might have been married. I know when he was sharing this information, it was his 50-year anniversary. And the things that he said, there are a few of them that were just so impactful and so powerful. I think that the world needs to know about this information. And so I'm going to share it with you. So look, I'm going to go in there and jump off here again. Now, it's not brothers or sisters that are the problem. We have a problem. But as men, I'm going to tell you now, brothers, now ultimately it's on us. It's on us. It's on us. Our sisters are there. I love them. But it's on us. That we have to take that problem. We have to take it as our problem, and we're going to deal with it. So again, just look at Venus. You see that it's disappointing, but she's still a good sister. Love her and her sister. And we got to get our people, both brothers and sisters, to understand now y'all got to come together and we got to create black children and promote that. And so next video, look for it. It's going to be solutions, and it's going to be some solutions. All right, y'all. All right, talk to you soon. All right, love you. Bye-bye.